Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of War of Divisions. I slept early last night because I really wanted to reverse my schedule. So I woke up kind of early though. I think as long as you get up around 4 a.m., your body actually does pretty well. I don't have any research done myself, but I've done plenty of reading about sleeps. Yeah, happy Wednesday to everybody. I hope you guys are going to have a wonderful day. Let's just kind of go over some of the stuff that perhaps is new that we didn't anticipate and go over actual stuff that the company showed us in the notices. First thing, this is quite exciting news for those of you who plan to do a little planning in terms of maybe concentrating on vision cards. Now I know that yesterday's video I got some responses from people saying that that's one plan that people are actually going to take, and that instead of just concentrating on the thousands of units they're going to be releasing the next whatever number of months, maybe just concentrate on building the ones you have and maybe slowly work on some of the vision cards. But they released this bad boy here, and I'm not gonna lie, it's quite interesting. As you can see, finally they say something that on the fifth step it is guaranteed. Right here, Dream Fiend Diabolos guaranteed on step 5. So when you're looking at this 5-step banner, it's going to be 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. So that's 10,000 gems. And if you're the type of player that is in fact looking to go that route of building lots of good vision cards, Diabolos is something to highly consider because he is going to be boosting your dark units quite a bit. The feature board is here for the vision cards, of course. They also released a guaranteed summon of vision cards. So this seems to be a better deal in the sense that if you're free to play and you're just tired of summoning for units, this is something to consider. And of course, this paid banner thing is kind of, hit or miss always. The featured summon unit, well, look at that. This comes in full circle because the first video that I talked about, should you save or should you summon, was Lucia, which kind of really helped this channel take off. And now we come full circle because she is featured, and I'm not really sure if I really want to summon her, even though I really want her because I have Frederica, and I think Double Gunner would be kind of nice to have in terms of farming and maybe going after some of the harder content. But you know what? I don't really know if Double Gunners are going to be a thing later on, to be honest. I think it's more of just a have to have, And I think some of the harder content, especially the challenge, which I will talk about shortly here, perhaps the Gunners aren't going to be as good. Or maybe they're actually going to be great. We're going to have to see because we have 2 weeks to take on that challenge. Of course, we continue with the Keto Fae, and that's about it. Now, one thing I forgot about is I do have a lot of these tickets. So maybe I should pop these sometimes this week. Now let's talk about perhaps some of the bigger changes. The big one that I was actually anticipating was the training chamber. Look at that, they already broken it down for you to yellow and red like they promised. And here's the cool part, you can get yourself extra gems. So 50 a pop, and this is the best part. When you clear for the first time, when you satisfy all 4 mission conditions, you get these bad boys, the nameless yellow one. Now this is a much needed for the community, I feel like, because you can get 3 of those, meaning that if you're just having a hard time getting those specific spheres, you can just use them to replace something that you're desperately needing. And this personally for me is like a godsend because I've been farming this stupid stage, the older version, for as long as I can remember, every single Saturday religiously hardcore, because I'm one of those guys who cannot stand having a unit who still don't have their jobs finished, because to me it doesn't show that it's actually completely fully built. Now let's take a look at the shop update. Alright, Chapter 8 release shop. This is something I've been really hoping they will give us. The skip tickets. I'm pretty much almost exhausted of my skip tickets. because last night I spent so many skip tickets to really try to get some of those job materials from the story mode to try to make sure that I don't have do a whole lot of farming for the units that I'm working on. So this is going to be a nice touch. 7 days worth of 70. That's pretty nice. The rest of the shop is pretty much kind of whatever. Just kind of buy whatever you need with your gold. But personally, I would recommend the eggs because they're going to be very good for you if you're working on your vision cards. The vision card shop, of course, has the Diabolos 3x times and the Fleeting Blossom Banquet 3x times. And then, of course, you have access to buy, or you have a chance, excuse me, to buy these extra eggs. Now, as I mentioned before, it's 1,250 for 25 shards. So you're looking at a good amount of shards invested if you really want to maximize your UR vision cards. But the good news is currently there's not too many UR cards. So I think it's kind of wise to kind of try to max out some of the cards. Featured unit, of course, we already talked about, is Lucia. There's a good chance that if you just got her recently, try to buy up some of these memories so you don't have to farm a whole lot. But perhaps you already have abundance of these memories. But you can also have a chance to do Adelard in terms of building him if you're trying to finish him off. We keep with the Keto Fae, and today is water. And then let's talk about the challenge. So not much else going on in terms of events. This is the big boy here. So I already did a sneak peek, and it turns out it's a lot of archers, and there's going to be several those gill snappers, the turtles. So they're going to be really strong against physical attacks, but they're going to be weak to magical attacks, right? And then the archers are pretty fast, and they're all level 60, obviously, because it says right here. And let's see what else. There's also Salir on the top right corner, and there's gonna be the dude with the two-hander sword. I think it's let me just go check him out real quick just to confirm, make sure I got his name down. I'm pretty sure his name, he's that guy that I was just thinking about building because I own Rain. This guy Shuzelt. Yeah, he's gonna be in the top bottom corner here, right here. So if this is the square, we're looking at this map in the beginning, your unit's going to be down here, right here where I'm circling, and then Salir's going to be in the top left corner, and then this guy is going to be in the bottom right corner. When Salir moves forward, she's going to trigger a couple of more archers. There's going to be some archers in the middle platform, and there's going to be some turtles down here with some archers behind those. So when you're spacing them out, just to remember to make sure that you can have some tanks to absorb those hits from those turtles, and then have your magic dealers on the bottom corner when you're deploying them. But overall, I don't think it's going to be hard for the first map because it's only level 60. I think most of us should be able to clear it. Now, there's some interesting points to this. This is the first time I've seen this, I believe. Hint number 1, enemies use physical attacks have defense piercing units. So I think we're going to be talking about Schnitzel Boy. His stupid name. There's a lot of stupid names in this game. So let's call him Schnitzel Boy. Schnitzel Boy is probably going to have piercing abilities. And then those archers, if they're doing physical attacks, going to have defense piercing abilities. So keep an eye on that. Make sure you bring some backup healers and main healers probably for this map. And then many enemies have high defense, so magic attacks that deal damage depending on the caster magic will work best. So obviously I already talked about those turtles. So no KO units get you 1 rainbow spheres, do not hire, get you some nice cubes there, and then defeat 3 or more. Now I noticed that the enemies like to bunch up together because there's 3 different platforms, right? So imagine this square here, grid here. It's going to be 1 here, 1 in the middle, and 1 to the side. So there's going to be units that are going to be, I guess you're going to be, what's the military term? You're going to be basically trying to keep them at bay by controlling those 3 interest points to your platforms. So therefore, they're going to be pretty much bunched up. So I think defeating 3 or more enemies might be good to do in probably the bottom one. If you have let's say a Mediana or a Salir or some magical type damaging unit, that can kind of just KO them all at the same time with some AoE attacks. So I don't think this one is that hard to do. Now here is what I read in the interesting part of this challenge. And they even talked about it in the new update that they actually released this morning. And that is this. So if you take a look at this, it says high difficulty and brutal difficulty. So the high difficulty obviously level 60, brutal is I'm imagining a level 80 or more. So you can earn whatever I said earlier. And then here's the cool part. Another brutal difficulty request unlocked upon clearing the first difficulty of brutal. The rewards that can be earned from the second, so I think they got it right. The second brutal difficulty quest can be easily acquired at the shop. Now I don't know what that means. Does that mean the rewards are gonna just be redundant and pointless to do? And that you're just gonna do this challenge to challenge yourself? Because seemingly the rewards are not gonna be that useful. I guess we're gonna find out shortly. But it's interesting that they put this information here, suggesting that it is just an option, folks. You don't have to do this if it's too difficult for you, or if you feel like the rewards is not really worth the time. End of the day, there's no ranking system. I don't even know why you need to brag to anybody if you defeated the second difficulty, if it's crappy rewards in the first place. So maybe that's how they designed it. So in follow-up with the challenge, it looks like there is actually no additions to the missions. And as you can see, there's nothing here that's gonna give you any bonus materials of any kind. So again, it seems like it's just one of those one-time deals. I personally feel like it's a way that they release at around the 4-month mark to kind of let you know and let you gauge your own account to see where you stand in terms of progress. Alright, I think that's all the time I have for this video. There isn't a whole lot to go over, but nevertheless, happy Wednesday is always a good day because you're getting free gems, you get the chance and opportunity to get newer items, and it's always fun, right? It's kind of like, again, it's like waking up to Christmas morning and you know you're gonna get some free items and free gifts and whatnot. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you have the best luck if you're gonna summon. Obviously, if you're going for the 10,000 spending spree, you're gonna get that new vision card / new Esper. As always, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nashtater and his family out.